This is a good one, a hack.
I don't know. I mean, is it the same as like the layman's term hack, like a bad chef?
You've guessed correctly.
Okay.
Someone's a hack, you know, someone that's just nailing it in.
Yeah.
They're not putting their heart into it.
That's my security right there. That's the bad one, Roscoe Pico train.
Major League Baseball wanted to start doing something with the players and their dogs.
Which one's the dog?
I was undecided on whether to do a dog card or not, but my wife pushed me in the back and she wanted the famous dog, so she told me to do it.
.121st pitch. It's showtime. Shodi Managa will be on the mound.
More and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Join us for some Cubs talk every morning. Mully and Haw, mornings 5:30 to 10 on The Score.
Hey, I'm ordering dinner. I was thinking burgers.
Boom! I just earned a $650 bonus for opening up a checking account at Old National Bank. Sorry, what'd you say? Burgers?
No, I definitely said 40-ounce dry-aged tomahawk steaks. Yep, with those little sauteed mushrooms.
Earn up to a $650 bonus when you open an eligible checking account and complete qualifying activities. Visit oldnational.com/checking and get old. Member FDIC. Additional restrictions apply. Offer valid through October 31st, 2025.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 1-877-CARS-4-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now.
It'll be Sweeney backpedaling, and he can't make the play. And there goes the no-hitter.
It's rolling. Does it go fair? Yes, it does. That's a fair ball.
Oh, she's giving it to him. See, they're up 6-1 in the eighth. She's giving it to him and making him like it.
Doing the pop-up dance, and he dropped it. You don't see that very often.
Abrams is going to think about going to third. The throw too high there. Abrams dives back in. Tag applied this time by Riley. What just happened?
Some overnight oats right before the game. My teammates look at me like, what are you doing, dude?
My mom's cooking, probably. She makes some good, she's got a tuna fish casserole. That's pretty good.
I went 5 for 5. I need to eat the same thing. Last time, Saturday, I ate arepa with eggs, and then next day, I gotta eat arepa with eggs. So my mom make it for me, and then when my mom is with me,
everything's good.
I save a lot of money.
Estamos lindo.
The most reliable 5G in Chicago. Leading off for the visitors from Wisconsin, Sal Frelick in right field, Isaac Collins in left field, William Contreras catching, Christian Yelich the cleanup man. Yelich is the designated hitter today. Andrew Vaughn at first base. Caleb Durbin is batting sixth and playing third base. Bryce Terang is the second baseman. Batting eighth in center field, making his first start of the series, Brandon Lockridge. And the number 9 Brewers batter is their shortstop, Joey Ortiz. Those are the Brewers. Here are the Cubs. Michael Busch will lead off at first base. Kyle Tucker returns to the lineup. Tucker in right field. Seya Suzuki, the designated hitter. Batting fourth in center field, Pete Crow Armstrong. Ian Happ is batting fifth and playing left field. The second baseman batting sixth is Nico Horner. Willie Castro in the lineup at third base. Dansby Swanson at shortstop. And batting ninth, Cubs catcher Reese McGuire. We are ready to go. Thank you for joining us. Back to get it started for you right after this. You are listening to The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey Chicago, this is Owen Casey. Pat and Ron call every game here on Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
News just in. Bets today.
And see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Illinois. Jesus supply and app only.
Busey Bank. Building business, growing wealth since 1868. Proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
It's game time. Time to crack open a Yuengling. After 196 years, the wait is over. Yuengling finally available here in Illinois. Look for it at your favorite bar or store. The oldest brewery in America is Yuengling, and this is one of these series, Pat. The whole city's been waiting. I'm sure Milwaukee, same thing. But this has been some series so far for the Cubs. It really has.
It's an unusual 5-gamer. Originally run, as you know, it was scheduled to be a 4-game series, but it became a 5-gamer when a game back in June was rained out, necessitating a doubleheader. And even though a 5-game series is very lengthy, I've discovered here in the last few days, when you've won 3 of the 4, it goes much faster.
Yeah, it's much more palatable. I would agree.
Left-hander Shota Imanaga going to work against the left-handed batting Sal Frelick. We are ready for baseball. Here comes the first delivery of today's game. And Frelick will take a strike, and away we go. Game time temperature, a delightful 73 degrees. Sponsored by 4 Seasons, heating, air conditioning, plumbing, and electric. The 0-1 is on the way. Swing and a miss. He fooled him on a curveball. Your trusted local experts, 4 Seasons. Shota quickly ahead, 0-2. Former Japanese star ready and fires 0-2. Outside for a ball. Ron, as you think about Imanaga pitching for the Cubs, what comes to mind?
Well, I think first and foremost, it's command of his fastball. He's one of those guys that, basically a 2-pitch pitcher, and he'll spin one every now and then to try to steal a strike. But it's fastball split.
Bouncing ball foul down the first baseline.
And that split finger becomes such a good pitch because of his ability to locate his fastball, 90, 91 miles an hour. But when you can locate it where you want it to go, then the split finger really works off that fastball. He needs to have good location today, but he usually does.
Now the 1-2, a little bit high for a ball. Derek Thomas calling balls and strikes. The other umpires, Jordan Baker at first. Dan Bellino, the Chicagoland native, is the crew chief working at second. And Dan Merzel over at third. Now the 2-2 to the leadoff hitter. Line towards center, over the head of Horner, into center field, a base hit. Soft single to center for Sal Frelick. That's his 6th hit in 15 at-bats in the series, and it brings up Isaac Collins.
Now, nothing wrong with this pitch. It's where they want it. They want it inside, and they want it up. And Frelick doesn't hit it all that hard, kind of jams him up and in, but just kind of muscles it out the center. Good swing, bad timing, but good location on where that ball drops in if you're Frelick.
Collins very quiet in the series, 0 for 10. And he hits a ground ball to third. Gloved by Castro. Go to second. There's one. Over to first for a double play. 5-4-3 twin killing. Quickly 2 down. Nobody on. Nothing game, and the batter is William Contreras.
Well, you just got the words out of your mouth that he had been 0 for in the series. So as a hitter, you want to get that first pitch you can hit, and you want to hammer it. He does, but he hits it right at the third baseman, and he hooks this ball. And Castro turns it into a 5-4-3 double play, big play for the Cubs.
Big crowd at Wrigley. Nothing but big crowds in this series as Contreras steps in. Here's the pitch on the way to William, and he hits it foul out of play. I remember last night Nico Horner was the guest of Bruce Levine of The Score on the postgame show, and he said this was the best atmosphere for the crowd at Wrigley we've had all season long.
Well,
it was amazing.
It really was. And there's a lot on the line. And, so the fans know it, the players know it.
Breaking ball is inside. It's 1-1.
Double plays turned by the Cubs. They're sponsored by Nissan. Experience the thrill at nissanusa.com.
Imanaga coming back 1-1. Fouled away. Good pitch in on his hands. We talk about these great crowds at Wrigley, not just in terms of number, but the enthusiasm and the noise and the spirit that they bring to a game. And they are a direct reason why the Cubs win certain games over the course of the year. I think I'd put last night's game in that category.
Yeah, I would agree to that.
Here's the 1-2 to Contreras. Ripped on the ground to short, scooped up by Swanson. Dansby throws him out. And it's a scoreless first inning for Shota Imanaga. We go to the bottom of the first. 0-0 game. This is The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Talking Cubs Monday through Friday afternoons with Spiegel and Holmes, 2 to 6 on The Score.
Some overnight oats right before the game. My teammates look at me like, what are you doing, dude?
My mom's cooking, probably. She makes some good. She's got a tuna fish casserole. That's pretty good.
If I went 5 for 5, I need to eat the same thing. Last time, Saturday, I ate arepa with eggs, and then next day, I gotta eat arepa with eggs. So my mom make it for me, and then when my mom is with me,
everything's good.
I save a lot of money.
Estamos lindos.
Chicago.com for the industry's best drywall finishing, wall covering, glass systems, signage, and painting contractors. Rely on finishingchicago.com.
Michael Busch is the Cubs leadoff man. Leadoff man is presented by Benny's Beverage Depot. If Michael gets a base hit, Benny's Beverage Depot donates $100 to the Greater Chicago Food Depository. If you can't find it at Benny's, it's probably not worth drinking. Busch had one of the big blows, in fact, probably the biggest hit of last night's game, a 3-run double. And that came in the third inning, and the Cubs led for the rest of the game. And the 1-0 pitch from Priester is fouled away. Quinn Priester, Ron, this guy didn't even belong on the roster for Milwaukee at the start of the year. They acquired him from Boston after the regular season was already underway. And surprise, surprise, this guy has become a star. He is 11-2 with a 3.48 ERA. Here comes the 1-1 to Busch, a swing and a miss. What's the plan against him?
Well, he's one of those guys. It's very conventional in the pitches that you see. It's two-seamer, so sinker, slider, cutter, change combo.
Down low for a ball, 2-2 on Michael Busch.
But the thing is, like the two-seam fastball when he rushes it up there, he's mid-90s with that pitch. He's throwing strikes for the most part and getting a lot of ground balls. And, at the end of the day, you never know when somebody really figures it out. Obviously, going to Milwaukee, he's figured it out.
The next pitch, check swing on a high fastball, strike 3. Dan Merzel, the third base umpire, made that call. Michael tried to check on a shoulder high, or I'd say top of the zone high pitch. That was borderline.
Yeah, I think he went, though. He was out in front of home plate by quite a bit.
One away. Here is Kyle Tucker receiving a nice hand. He's missed the last 3 games. Hitting .261. He did play in the opener on Monday. He pulls one foul right side. You probably have read about or heard about the fact that he had a small bone fracture in his thumb. And he's back in that lineup today, wearing white batting gloves on either hand. In there for a strike. Ron, you made a good point during lunch. You said he should bring some energy to the park after being out for 3 games.
Yeah, when you're, first of all, guy that's been playing every day since you got to the league.
Fastball high.
And then, you know, because of his performance and just Craig wanting to give him a couple days. So he gets 3 days off, and he's watching ball games for 3 straight days. You know he is just dying to get back out there. So he should be full energy today, and I expect him to have a nice day today.
Outside ball 2. 73 glorious degrees. Lots of sunshine. A little cool breeze blowing. It feels great. The pitch taken outside. 3-2. Game time temperature brought to you by 4 Seasons. Heating, air conditioning, plumbing, and electric. Your trusted local experts. 4 Seasons. Let's see if Tucker can reach the 3-2. Down low. Check swing ball 4. Getting base on balls is a big part of his game.
Well, it's just he doesn't chase. And, you know, he took a couple pitches just off the plate away, which he has done that all year, then didn't chase the breaking ball down. So an excellent at bat for Tuck, and Cubs have their first base runner. First inning is powered by Invesco QQQ. Let's rethink possibility. Invesco Distributors Incorporated.
No score first inning. 1 away, 1 on. Seya Suzuki batting. And he will hit a ground ball to short. Ortiz to Ryne. There's 1 over to first. And that ends the inning. Each infield turns a double play in the opening frame. We go to inning number 2. 0-0 game on the Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs radio network.
Cubs fans, Pete Crow Armstrong here.
And since your Rapid Rewards points don't expire, you can save up for that big trip. Get ready to reward future you with a future flight. Sign up for Rapid Rewards today and redeem your points on any seat, any day, anytime. Only at Southwest. All Rapid Rewards rules and regulations apply and can be found at southwest.com/RR terms.
The Chef IQ Sense is a wireless cooking thermometer everyone should have. It eliminates under or overcooking your chicken, fish, or meat to achieve perfection. Order one now on chefiq.com. That's chefiq.com.
Top 2 Cubs and Brewers are scoreless. The second inning is brought to you by Sea Glass Wines, official partner of the Cubs, bringing the California coast to you wherever you are. Pat?
Second inning, 0-0 game. Left-hander against left-hander. Christian Yelich stepping in against Shota Imanaga. Yelich will take the first pitch high. Have some very special information about our friend Ryne Sandberg. Tomorrow from 9:30 a.m. to noon, Cubs fans are invited to Gallagher Way right outside Wrigley to honor the life of Ryne Sandberg during a public tribute. This will start at 10 a.m. Marquee Sports Network will live stream his celebration of life. And the Cubs will air it on the Gallagher Way video board while also displaying memorabilia from his personal collection. Fans can also listen in on 670 The Score. Here's a ball outside, 2-1. Now, no ticket is required to attend. In lieu of flowers, the Sandberg family has requested non-perishable food items be brought to Gallagher Way, which will be donated to Nourishing Hope and the Most Blessed Trinity Food Pantry. Here comes the 2-1 to Yelich, and he takes high. When not at the ballpark or with his family, Ryne dedicated a lot of time to giving back to the community by supporting local food pantries. Again, that's tomorrow from 9:30 a.m. to noon. Driven foul off to the left and out of play. And it does not surprise me one bit, Ron, that there is a generous item of donations involved in the story.
Yeah, no doubt. Absolutely. Ryne, you know, we saw him around here all the time, lived in the community, and big impact in the community, Cubs community, and where he was living.
Yelich takes a little bit high. Boy, that didn't miss by much. Have not yet seen the replay. The catcher, McGuire, held the glove there. It was near the top of the zone and near the outside corner. Apparently, we're not going to see it again. Yelich gets the leadoff walk. Scoreless game, second inning, and the batter, Andrew Vaughn. Shota's pitch, taken high for ball one.
Little breaking ball, backdoor hook, just missed. Speed gun is always powered by Xfinity. Get seriously powerful Wi-Fi. Xfinity, the Wi-Fi is booming.
Shota ready for the 1-0 to Vaughn. And that's an off-speed pitch in there for a strike. Cubs in their home white uniforms, the familiar blue pinstripes all over, the blue hats, numbers, sleeves, and socks. A variety of shoe colors. 1-1 to Vaughn. Driven in the air, right field, playable. Tucker is there. He's going to slap the leather on it for out number one. Yelich holding it first. No score, second inning. The batter is Caleb Durbin.
Now, good pitch by Shota right at the top of the zone. Got the routine fly ball.
Brewers in their traveling grays, gray shirts and pants. Navy blue hats along with some gold. Navy blue sleeves and socks. Durbin fouls one away off to the right. A lot of players wear white shoes these days. That seems to be one of the latest trends. Were you a white shoe guy?
Well, when I was playing, you had to wear a uniformed color of shoe. Now, with the Oakland A's, who I was originally drafted by, we wore white shoes throughout the organization. But we were the only group to wear white shoes, if you recall.
Mm-hmm.
And now Major League Baseball through the years has changed their policy on some things, and players are allowed to wear different colored shoes than the actual uniform. You know, so we've seen some guys with reds and greens and different things, but the league has given guys the okay to do that. So now we see a lot of guys wearing white.
The strike two pitch from Shota. Check swing on a high fastball. No swing. Well, uniform descriptions brought to you by Benjamin Moore. On the field or the walls of your home, the right team and colors make all the difference. Official paint of the Chicago Cubs. Benjamin Moore. Scoreless game, second inning. The pitch fouled away by Durbin. Durbin has had a lot of at-bats in the series, 15 already, and he's having his first one today. You can either have a very good series or one that you'd like to forget immediately.
Yep.
For example, William Contreras now is 2 for 18 in the 5 games.
Yeah, he's had his struggles. A lot of ground balls, a lot of routine ground balls to short and third.
Isaac Collins is 0 for 11. Durbin is 3 for 15. Here comes the 1-2. Low and inside for a ball. 2-2.
Well, you know, it's just the way our game is, and Milwaukee was on such a roll for a long time. They were due to have, maybe they're still playing good baseball. They played very good baseball this series. Just haven't got as many hits as they did the last 2 weeks.
Splitter swing and a miss. Strike 3. That's a strikeout for Shota Imanaga. Strikeouts by Cubs pitchers brought to you by your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. 2 down, a man at first. No score. Second inning. The batter, Bryce Turang.
Excellent split finger down and in. Got the swing and miss from Durbin. He was right over the top of it.
Turang having the best series of any of the offensive players for Milwaukee. He is 7 for 15.
All reviews in this game are sponsored by Northwestern Medicine. A second opinion is always a good idea. Get yours at Northwestern Medicine.
Yelich taking a short lead against the left-hander Imanaga. Not running. And the pitch outside for a ball. 2-0. I mentioned that Yelich does not do as much running as he once did. Still, he's got a very good percentage this year. 15 steals in 20 attempts. Fly ball to right. Pretty well hit. Back goes Tucker near the fence. That ball is gone. 2-run homer. Bryce Turang. Milwaukee takes a 2-0 lead.
This pitch is down and in at Turang, and that's exactly where the left-handers want it. And he just drops the head of the bat on it and just hits it right at the well, the little indentation in the wall, but it stays in the shorter side, more towards right center than down the line. And because it lands there, it ends up going into the bleachers.
Turang, his second homer in the series, his 14th of the year. Yelich along for the ride. 2-0 Milwaukee in the second inning. Brandon Lockridge, making his first start in the 5 games, takes a strike. Turang now 64 runs batted in. And he continues to be the one guy really doing the hitting for this team in this series.
He's just a tough out. He's got a short, compact swing. He's tough to set up as a hitter, when you're pitching to him.
Here's a drive to right over toward the line as Tucker. Does he have room? No, it's going to be out of play.
There's some guys you watch around the league, and they're never out of balance. They just got a good idea what they're trying to do as a hitter, and he fits that mold. He really does.
Lockridge hitting .238 without a home run. He's driven in 10. And he hits one foul down the right field line again, almost in the same spot. Most of the action later on tonight. A couple of other day games going on. Texas and Kansas City are scoreless. That's a second inning score. And the A's lead Minnesota 6-2 in the 5th. Here's the 1-2. Low and inside for a ball. Brewers lost 4 in a row way back in April. It was on a trip. They lost the final 2 in San Francisco and the first 2 in St. Louis on that journey. And that's their only losing streak of 4 or more all year long. Cubs would like to extend their string to 4 straight losses today. Two down, 2 runs in. And a pop fly into shallow right. Drifting in, Tucker still coming in. Easy play, and that ends the inning. But Turang belts a 2-run homer after an inning and a half. Milwaukee 2, Cubs nothing on the score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Talking Cubs Monday through Friday afternoons with the Spiegel and Holmes Show, 2 to 6.
Celebra tú también con Betcris.
Well, this is a World Series card. Everybody said, you know, what's it going to be to pitch against Sandy Koufax, who's a dominant pitcher? I said, I hope I don't embarrass myself. And I didn't. You know, pitched my first shutout ever. We won 6-0, and my parents were there. My mom was afraid of heights, so she was in the upper deck. She had to come down and trade seats with somebody so that she could actually watch her 20-year-old son pitch a shutout in the World Series.
On Monday, September 1st, the Cubs take on the Braves at 3:05 in the afternoon. Up to the first 10,000 early arriving fans 21 and older will receive a Cubs picnic blanket presented by Jim Beam. Be here for it. Visit Cubs.com/tickets. Pat?
Pete Crow Armstrong will lead off. Zach, thank you. Pete swings away and fouls it away. Let's see if the Cubs can answer after the 2-run homer by Turang in the top of the frame. PCA followed by Ian Happ and Nico Horner. Big tall right-hander Priester coming back. Check swing. Did he go? No swing. Cubs looking at a long night of travel after this game, heading out to Anaheim. 4-hour-plus flight. And 9 games in the next 10 days. Pete swings and fouls it back, 1-2. 3 games in each town of Anaheim, San Francisco, and Denver. None of those 3 would be a playoff team if the playoffs began today. That's not to say they're going to be easy to beat by any means, but not say that any of them are powerhouses either. Here's this pitch outside. It's 2-2.
Well, you know, Bruce talked about it a couple days ago on the pregame show in his segment that the Cubs' schedule for the rest of the season is the lightest of any team in baseball.
Bouncing ball to first, fielded by Vaughn, unassisted play, and that's out number 1. 2-0 Milwaukee.
But you say that, and then you know you have to also say it's baseball. So you play the games, you play them out, and you know that's why last place teams spoil teams from going to the playoffs, and you just you don't count those games as wins. You just that's the schedule, and that's what the records are. But you know we'll see what happens.
Ian Happ lines a base hit to center. Ian many times will take the first pitch or two, but after a few games of doing that, he'll jump on that first pitch, and that's what he did right here. It's a 1-out single, and the batter is Nico Horner.
Yeah, it's good to do every now and then. I was kind of the same way. The thing you would do is I like to do it when there was runners in scoring position.
Here's a bunt toward third, foul.
You know, kind of set the pitcher up, not take, you know, your first, you know, and boy, you get that guy in scoring position, and then you sit on that first pitch fastball.
Nico Horner made the catch that ended last night's game. He's hitting a sturdy .289, which is the best average of any man in the Cubs starting lineup today. Happ takes his lead, being held by Vaughn. Priester comes set. And now the 0-1 to Nico Horner. Fastball is down low, 1-1. I mentioned last night, Ron, that these 2 teams quite possibly, I don't know if you can say likely, but possibly could play in the postseason. Wouldn't surprise guys on either team if they did see each other after this series. I can guarantee you that. And in fact, these 2 teams have 2 of the 3 best records in the National League. The Phillies have a 1-game record better than the Cubs. So Milwaukee has the best, then the Phillies, then the Cubs. Here comes the 1-2 outside for a ball, and I mean, it's way too premature to start predicting National League Championship Series matchups. I know how unpredictable the playoffs can be in the opening round and the second round and every round, every year.
But it's feasible. There's no doubt about that.
Sure.
You can see it. You know,
Nico takes outside, 3-2.
You know, every team in the National League has had its ups and downs. And, you know, Dodgers, everybody thought were going to be a runaway. That has not been the case. They've had all kinds of injury issues to their rotation and their pitching staff.
Yeah, you can't forget about them just yet.
Yeah, that's right.
There goes the runner Happ, swinging a fly ball to center. Going back is Lockridge, still going back, still going, and Lockridge makes the catch on the center field warning track. Hustling back to first is Happ. The wind is blowing in, and Nico almost drove that one to the center field wall. He really got a hold of that ball.
Yeah, there are a lot of days that ball is going to be 20 feet over the center field wall and into the hitting background. The wind blowing straight in from center and blowing in fairly hard. And Nico hit that ball. I don't think we saw a ball hit that far yesterday in the entire ball game to straightaway center.
2 down. Here is Willie Castro. Willie got the Cubs rolling earlier in this series with a big 3-run home run. That was in game 2, which started the 3-game winning streak. Switch hitter batting left-handed. Cubs trail 2-0 second inning. Castro swings and misses, 1-1. Sometimes we talk about the defensive alignment that a team is deploying. That is always sponsored by Fitzgerald Equipment. Material handling handled. Learn more at FitzgeraldEquipment.com. Castro swings over the top of a breaking ball, 1-2.
Tell you one thing, Priester, he's got a good lively arm, there's no doubt about that, but his slider, he gets great late movement on it. This ball darts down. It looks like a pretty good pitch to hit, and then it just disappears as it gets in the hitting zone.
The tall right-hander comes set. Happ a short lead at first. He is not running. Castro swings and fouls it back. Another big crowd at Wrigley. We had, let's see, last night, 36,000 plus. Here's a pitch in the dirt. Holding at first is Happ. And the count has gone to 2-2. Cubs will be on the road now for the next 3 series. Lots of sunshine today. Breeze blowing in. And now the 2-2 pitch from Priester. Swinging a number down the third baseline, rolling foul. So we'll do it again.
That's that same pitch we were talking about. You know, he's got a very good off-speed pitch, and it just hitters see fastball coming out of the hand, and you know, he just backs up on him.
Now the 2-2. And Castro hits a ground ball fair inside third down the left field line, a base hit. Happ will hold at second. The play right in front of Ian. He read it properly. Collins, the left fielder playing shallow, would have had a short throw to make to third, so Happ made the right decision. It's a base hit for Castro, and let's see if Dansby Swanson can get the Cubs on the board.
By just so running fastball down and away, Castro does a great job of just letting that ball travel deep and then just shooting it the other way. Excellent piece of hitting by Castro. He beats the defense, and Cubs with 2 men on now and 2 outs. They need a big swing of the bat from Swanson.
Swanson, a .248 hitter, takes way outside, almost a wild pitch. Priester at 32 pitches with 2 outs in the second inning. Happ at second, Castro at first. Each man can run. Swanson has 18 home runs. Dansby swings and misses. The count 1-1. Sinking fastball. He might have chased a pitch inside. Big crowd ready to make some noise. 2 outs, 2 on. And the 1-1. Fouled away. He got away with that one.
Yeah, that was a high slider. That's one pitch he has not made a mistake with. That one right on the inside corner. Dansby did a big swing. Fouled it right back.
We'll play the Benny's Beverage Depot attendance game. If you can't find it at Benny's, it's probably not worth drinking. As Priester steps off the rubber, takes a little extra time. I'll go ahead and guess 37,173. And now the 1-2, low and outside. We talk about pitch counts both in terms of the number in the game and the number within one inning. That inning pitch count is becoming, I would think, a bit of an issue right about now.
Yep, I would agree. 37,800 will be my guess.
And the 2-2. A little pop fly right side down the right field line. Foul territory over and dropping the ball. Foul territory is Vaughn. The ball had some twist to it. Vaughn went back, realized the ball was more in foul territory than he realized initially, and as he ran over, just didn't reach out far enough and had the ball tip the fingertips of the glove. It certainly was a catchable play. We'll see if it's an error. It might be.
Yeah, I would think that's got to be an error. You got to, that's a play. If you ask Vaughn, he's got to catch that ball. He's not even on the track when he reaches out, so that will be an error.
Well, when you're hot, that's the kind of a break sometimes you can take advantage of. Let's see if Dansby, given new life, is able to come through. And the set for the 2-2 pitch. And Swanson takes down low. Slight advantage Cubs now. Runners will be moving from first and second with Reese McGuire on deck. Swanson would love to add to his RBI total of 57 right now. Priester set, glances back at the runner, and delivers. Swinging a bouncer foul. Breaking pitch, Dansby out in front, able to just hold the hands back far enough to make contact and spoil a pretty good pitch.
Ball bounced right into the Cubs dugout. Not much of an effort by the Cubs training staff. Wait till we get on a plane and I see Frangella. You can catch that ball, it's not going to hurt you.
Now the 3-2 on the way to Dansby. Low and outside, ball 4. Craig Counsell maybe not moving quite as quickly. Ronnie's got a birthday going today.
Yeah.
Does look a little taller to me. And maybe a little slower. Let's pause 10 seconds right here for station identification. Cubs have the bases loaded. We'll be right back after this 10-second pause on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Covering the Cubs and all of Chicago's teams on the Spiegel and Holmes Show. Afternoons 2 to 6 on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network. WSCR Chicago, WBMX HD2 Chicago, an Odyssey sports station.
Chris Hook, longtime pitching coach for Milwaukee, out to see about Quinn Priester. Ron, you undoubtedly, as an infielder, were involved on the periphery of those conversations. Yep. What would be a typical thing that a pitching coach would say to a pitcher in a spot like this?
Sometimes it's about a scouting report of the hitter. Sometimes it's about the pitcher and, trying to help him make a little adjustment. Other times, you're just trying to give him a little break and maybe get his mind off of what's going on.
Reese McGuire, the batter, he'll take a strike.
I would say for the most part, a lot of times nowadays, it's more about the scouting report to the hitter.
McGuire hitting .222. He's got some pop with 6 home runs. Bases loaded, 2 down. Cubs trail 2-0. Ground ball right side, fielded by Turang. Tricky hop, but he negotiates it cleanly and throws to first to end the inning. Cubs get 2 hits and a walk, but they walk away empty-handed. We go to inning number 3. Milwaukee 2.
I'm going to throw out a restaurant kitchen term to you, and then hit me with the baseball one. I'll start first.
Okay.
Mise en place.
Oh, mise en place. That is, as the chef, you put all your different ingredients out kind of before you start cooking, right?
You got it, man. Yeah. That's the most important
That's a tough one. I hear this one a lot because of my name, can of corn.
Easy fly ball.
JI.com for locations.
Top of the 3rd inning here at Wrigley Field, and it's the Brewers with a 2-0 lead over the Cubs. Temperature 74 degrees, partly cloudy, wind blowing in at 11 miles per hour. Time and temperature sponsored by Circa Sports Illinois. Bet like the pros and download the Circa Sports app today. Pat?
Shota Imanaga will face Joey Ortiz. Joey, right-handed batting shortstop, hitting .231, and he takes a strike. A 2-run home run by Bryce Turang in the 2nd inning is the difference. Shota has a lot of little idiosyncrasies. Here's a line drive, base hit to right. Ortiz in opposite field, leadoff single here in the 3rd inning. Shota does a little mini knee bend before he gets ready to deliver his pitch. Just a little habit he developed at some point. And now he'll work out of the stretch.
Right, he's got the pause in the middle of the delivery. Yeah, he's got a few things going. Absolutely.
Does the little knee bend. Looks in at the batter. Lefty against lefty. Frelick was going to bunt. Takes inside. Ball 1. That ball almost hit him. That was way inside. That was a good 2.5 feet off the plate. You almost never see Shota miss his mark by that much. Shallow at 3rd is Castro. The pitch around a bunt, and missing the bunt attempt is Frelick. Frelick quietly having a very solid year. He's been a big contributor. .298 average. Good defense in the outfield. 49 RBIs. Got some pop with 9 home runs. When you're 31 above, as the Brewers are, you've got a lot of guys making major contributions.
Yeah, that's right. Up and down the lineup. Everybody's doing something to help you win ball games. There's no doubt.
Now the 2-1 fastball low, 3-1.
You know, I think the one thing when you look at this Milwaukee group, you know, they don't have a lot of superstar players. They got a lot of guys, to your point, that play well. They're very athletic. They run around the field very well. Guys can play different positions like Frelick.
Swinging a pop-up on the infield, playable for the 3rd baseman Castro, and he makes the catch. That's a break for the Cubs. That was a 3-1 pitch to a dangerous hitter, and Frelick fouls out. That's out number 1. 2-0 Milwaukee leading in the 3rd inning, and the batter Isaac Collins.
Yeah, Frelick was right on that pitch. Hit it right on the barrel, but hit it straight up.
Collins wrapped into a double play his first time. Takes a strike.
We're coming to you live all season long from the Invesco QQQ broadcast booth. Proud ETF partner of the Chicago Cubs.
Short lead by Ortiz at first. And the pitch to Collins. High pop fly, shallow left center. Ranging out and calling is Swanson. The shortstop makes an easy grab. Back-to-back pop-ups, 2 down. 2-0 Milwaukee, 3rd inning. The batter is William Contreras.
After the leadoff single, Shota's made some good pitches to get 2 pop-ups. Let's see if he can close out this inning against Contreras. He hooked the ground ball right to Dansby in his first AB.
Contreras now 2 for 18 in this series. Right-handed batting catcher, younger brother of Wilson Contreras of the Cardinals. And Shota Imanaga delivers. Fastball high, ball 1. Again, this is the final regular season meeting between the two teams. Cubs will have 34 ball games after this one is done. And the next pitch fouled away off to the right and out of play. And the difference today, if a Cub win should happen, it'll be a 5-game deficit.
Yeah.
If Milwaukee would prevail, it would be a 7-game difference. So very big game. I know it's only 1 game, but it sure sounds like 2 games to me.
It does.
Now the 1-1 in there for a called strike.
Good little backdoor hook by Imanaga. He starts this ball off the plate away, and it comes back to the outside corner. Contreras gave up on that pitch a little early.
Short lead by Ortiz. He's running, and this pitch is fouled away.
I was thinking about this ball game today, and in the series in general, and Cubs were scuffling, and they weren't hitting, and now all of a sudden, it's not like it's flipped over and they're mashing the ball over the field, but boy, they're playing with some energy because they're getting some big key hits and getting some plays made.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. A high fastball gets him. After the leadoff single by Ortiz, the Brewers are retired in order by Shota Imanaga. Still Milwaukee on top 2-0 in the third on the Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Join
I'm helping these kids be the best versions of themselves, and I'm also representing where I came from. And then the Zilla team, I was working with a creative guy that was with Nike. I work with my best friend who manages this team with me, and we kind of just put together what we think would look cool. We went Godzilla theme. You kind of get to help them grow up into a young man and help them just make the right steps forward. And that's really why I started it, to have impact.
James Hardy Building Products, siding with the Cubs.
Michael Bush is on deck. Who's on deck? Brought to you by TimberTech Decking and Railing. Everything wood should be. Visit TimberTech.com. And Pat, I've got to give my guess in the Vinny's Beverage Depot attendance game. I'm going to go 36,500.
So you're going to play that way today, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Here is a swing and a foul back by Michael Bush. Any reason for your delayed or deferred guess, Zach?
The actual game on the field.
So that's your answer? The 0-2 pitch is outside for a ball. I just thought there would be a little more involved response, that's all. But nice to have Rich Wyatt engineering for us today. His nephews are at the ballpark, we understand. Hope they have a good time. Find out what their names are. We'll report that later. Here comes the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Bush is out, number 1.
And Pat, I'll add my guess to that. I'm going to go 38,500.
Nice round number from Rich Wyatt, our engineer. Now, Rich, you put yourself on the air with that, didn't you?
I did.
Does that mean they have to put you on the payroll at the radio station?
Already there, Pat.
Okay. Good. None of my business. Absolutely. Boy, you put me in my place. Here's a ground ball to first. Fielded by Vaughn. He'll step on the bag. And that's out, number 2. Of course, when you're a wise guy, you deserve cracks like that. So I take it. 2 down. Nobody on, and here is Seya Suzuki. Suzuki wrapped into a double play his first time. Cubs trail 2-0 here in the 3rd. Seya will take a strike. Quinn Priester, big right-hander, delivers. The pitch fouled away. Priester 6'3", 210 pounds. His 0-2 delivery is a breaking ball missing down low. Let's see if the Cubs can come from behind today and take 4 out of 5 in the series. Here comes the next offering. Low and outside for a ball. 2-2. Game time tomorrow night, 8:38 Central Time. They start their games in Anaheim at 8:38 or 6:38 local time, but in the Central Time Zone. Swinging a fly ball to left, going back as Collins with room makes the catch. And the Cubs go quietly here in the 3rd inning. It's on to inning number 4. Brewers 2, Cubs nothing on the Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey Cubs fans, it's Kyle Tucker.
Interrumpimos este video para recordarte que puedes endulzar tu día con una dulcerapia de la lechera.
The Out-of-Town Scoreboard is sponsored by Club Citgo. Download the Club Citgo app now and instantly save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up. A couple of matinee games around the majors. Right now, top of the 7th inning. It's the A's all over the Twins 8-2. Lawrence Butler with a bases clearing double. The Royals lead the Rangers 2-1. There in the top of the fourth inning, Nick Lofton with a solo home run for KC. Dodgers strike first. They've got a 2-0 lead over the Rockies. Top of the first at Coors. Pat?
All right, Zach, thanks for your fine work as always. Fourth inning has arrived. Christian Yelich will take a curveball for a strike from Shota Imanaga. Andrew Vaughn on deck, and then Caleb Durbin. And now the 0-1 from the former Japanese star. Imanaga misses. I mentioned that Rich Wyatt's our engineer, Ron, and his nephews are here today. Nice to have Cooter and Pepina.
Oh, wow. Very nice,
Hope
Rich.
they have a good time. Swing and a foul back.
Oh, they got Uncle Rich. You know they're going to have a good time.
I bet they're having hot dogs, popcorn, and pistachios. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike three. Yelich is out on strikes. Third strikeout for Shota Imanaga. Strikeouts by Cubs pitchers. Brought to you by your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. You know, we were talking about 5-game series, Ron, and I can remember one fairly vividly that the Cubs played many years ago. This would have been, I think, the 2001 season, right around Labor Day, and it was 5 games between the Cubs and Cardinals. Here's the 0-1, a swing and a miss. I know it was at least 4, but I want to say it was 5 because there was a doubleheader. But so many things happened. You might remember Dusty Baker managing for the Cubs, Tony La Russa of the Cardinals. There were some hit batsmen, and there was some jawing between Dusty and Tony back and forth, and it got heated. It really did. And it was one of those classic rival games, and it was a case where both teams had a chance to win the division, so that added some spice to it.
Sure.
And the Cubs ended up taking, I want to say, 4 out of 5. Fly ball to shallow center. Ranging in is Crow Armstrong on the run, slides and makes a great catch. He ran about 150 feet and then slid on his knees and caught the ball off to his side. You talk about some hand-eye coordination, my goodness.
Well, the one thing for all the infielders, they know he's coming. If you're going out to the middle of the diamond, Pete's coming, and he's coming fast, that's for sure. Nico goes out. Nico, I think this is an easier play for Nico with the wind blowing in. But in the general rule of playing the positions, whether it's middle infield or outfield, the center fielder calls it, it's his ball, and Pete made the catch.
2 down, Durbin the batter. He'll take a strike. But I remember that series, Cubs and Cardinals. Cubs, Moises Alou had a big series. I want to say he had 4 or 5 hits in one of those games. Sammy Sosa came up big. Here's a 1-hop smash to short, fielded by Swanson, and he throws to first in time. 1-2-3 inning. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Brewers 2, Cubs nothing. This is The Score in the Southwest Airlines Cubs radio network.
Listen to every Cubs.
I'm Jonathan Mayo, and for more than 20 years, I've traced the path of baseball's rising stars, navigating the back roads of the national pastime and basking in the glow of small-town America's spirit, where the team is woven into the fabric of everyday life, where it's more than just a game. It's a celebration of the people, the traditions, and the culture that give these places their soul. This is Grassroots.
Play in Toronto. Guerrero sends over some good stuff for the guys, so when we play in Toronto, I definitely dive into that.
You gotta be careful with Vladdy, bro, because a Dominican breakfast will put you to sleep, bro. ¿Cómo está sonando la comida dominicana ya?
La comida dominicana ya no
No sé cómo está sonando, porque obviamente mi esposa me cocina. O sea, hay restaurantes, pero no voy a comer comida latina.
Finishing Contractors, proud partner of Cubs Radio.
We're gearing up for another season, and you can too at Suits 2020 in Niles. More than just suits, casual wear, sportswear, and more. Suits 2020, the latest fashions at the lowest prices.
League leaders are sponsored by American Sail. Bring the fun home. Aaron Judge leads the majors in batting average. He's hitting .330. Cal Raleigh, the home run leader. He's still at 47. Kyle Schwarber had a home run and 5 RBIs yesterday. He leads the majors with 109 runs batted in. There's still more than a month left in the regular season. Pat?
Always one of our favorite people, Kyle Schwarber. One of those guys just always with a smile on his face, ready to play ball, ready to have fun, ready to talk, have a laugh.
Yeah, great,
good people.
Great guy, absolutely.
Pete Crow Armstrong with an 0-1 count takes outside. We were laughing about an event that occurred in that 5-game series against the Cubs and Cardinals way back when. Cubs had a coach, I forget his name, but he had the unlikely nickname of, I believe, Porky.
Okay.
And Porky was down in the bullpen when one of the Cubs hit a line drive down the left field line, and clearly the replay showed white chalk dust flew up in the air.
Right.
The third base umpire, for some reason, called it foul. And I think it was Porky, was livid because we all saw the chalk except for the umpire. Here's a swing and a miss by Crow Armstrong on a fastball, and it's out number 1. And Porky ran over to him. It was either Porky or maybe one of the bullpen guys, now that I think about it, but they ran directly at the umpire to start an argument.
Right.
And they realized they had to slow down or they were going to just trample this poor guy, the umpire. And he had missed the call, but still, you can't be attacking the umpire physically. And whoever it was either Porky or one of the bullpen guys, he ran over, his spikes kind of slid, and he ended up knocking into the umpire with his midsection, kind of with his belly, and the umpire went flying, and immediately this guy got tossed out of the game.
Yeah, you're out.
We're trying not to laugh, but it was such a comical thing to see. As Happ takes inside, it's ball 3.
Is it Juan Lopez, the coach?
Yes. That's who it was. I think it was Porky, but again, it might have been one of the bullpen guys. But it was a great series. Just one of those classic pennant race battles between the Cubs and Cardinals. I was thinking about that a few minutes ago. 5-game series with the whole division race on the line as Happ takes outside. And it's ball 4. The Cubs have a man on with 1 away in the 4th inning. Trailed by 2, and the batter Nico Horner.
Now Nico just missed the home run. He hit a blast to straightaway center, right into the wind. That was caught right in front of the ivy. His first AB.
Now the pitch on the way. It's taken inside for a ball. Nico 2 for 10 in this series. Happ is on for the second time. He's singled and now he has walked. And the pitch to Nico inside, ball 2. I would say as much as any guy in the Cub lineup, Nico makes the other pitcher work.
Yep. Yeah, he's very good at great eye at the plate. 4th inning sponsored by Wintrust, home of the exclusive Cubs debit card. Member FDIC, EHL lender.
Usually guys with that quality run as Nico takes a strike are good hitters and confident, knowing that even if they fall behind in the count 0-1, they can still have a good at-bat.
Yeah, I would absolutely agree. Nico's going to call time here. Meet of the order presented by Chef IQ Sense. Never under or overcook your food again. Purchase now at chefiq.com.
Horner waiting for Quinn Priester, the big right-hander for Milwaukee. Coming back 2-1. Bounced slowly foul toward the third base dugout area. 2-2. Cubs trying to climb 20 games above 500. And the next offering fouled away again by Nico. Cubs find themselves 6 games behind these Brewers. But after the game on Monday, they were down by 9 games. It's always amazing how quickly things can change in this great game. Part of it is playing every single day, of course. And now the 2-2. Lifted foul off to the right and out of play.
Well, the one thing about this series, as you were talking, it's 5-game series. But if you kind of, you're not going to split the series because it's an odd number of games. But if, it kind of splits 3 and 2, not a lot gained or lost either way. But, boy, if one team swept or you win 4 of 5, now that's a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
And that changes the whole complexion of it. And Cubs have a chance to do that right now. And as you said, they win today. They go down 5 games. And now you're right back in the hunt. So it's a big game today. There's no doubt. There's a lot of baseball to be played. Still over a month of baseball, but this is a big game.
2-2 on Nico. Happ at first, 1 away. Cubs trail 2-0, 4th inning. Priester's pitch. Check swing. He went too far. Strike 3. Nico out on strikes. He got fooled on a slider. 2 down, and it brings up Willie Castro.
That's that slider we were talking about from Priester. And, he gets on top of that slider just enough to really get it boring downhill, right? And it comes out looking like a fastball, and then it dives down at the end. Nico just couldn't hold back. It's an excellent pitch.
You hear guys talk about the tilt of the slider, Ron. The fact that the guy is 6'3" or 6'4", does that create more of a tilt on certain pitches?
Absolutely. When a guy is that tall or taller, and then he can get on top with his, and what I mean by that is his fingers get on top of the ball and get this ball spinning and going down. It comes out looking like a fastball, but then it gets to the hitting zone and it dives down. Yeah, great downward tilt. That's exactly right.
You get 2 different kinds of movement, side to side, and the tilt upward to downward. Here's Willie Castro batting, and Willie will take ball 1. Priester at 70 pitches. We're only in the 4th inning. Two away. Happ at first. Let's see if Castro can get a hold of one. Pitch to Willie, and he'll take a strike. 1-1. Big crowd ready to make some noise. Cubs have been limited to just 2 singles so far. Base hits by Happ and Castro back in the 2nd inning. Priester has walked a couple. Here comes the 1-1. Fastball away, ball 2. A lot of deep counts. And that usually means a guy that will not be in the game around the 6th or 7th inning. The 2-1. Inside it hit him. Castro gets nailed. He seems to be okay. That pitch was actually behind him.
Yeah.
And it missed its mark by a full 3 feet, which you just don't expect from a big league pitcher, Ron.
No, I would agree. This is him just overthrowing that fastball cutter and hits him right below the backside. And it is behind him, but, I really think just there's no reason at all you would want to hit Castro in this situation.
That might be where the phrase "turn the other cheek" came from. Here's a ground ball to short, fielded by Ortiz. He'll have to go to first, does, and that ends the inning. No runs, a walk, a hit, batsman, and 2 left. Zach Zaidman joins Ron Coomer in a moment. Brewers 2, Cubs nothing on the score.
Interrumpimos este video para recordarte que puedes endulzar tu día con una dulcerapia de la lechera.
Wow.
All right, so here's the Mets home jersey. To me, growing up in New York, also a very iconic jersey. The blue pinstripes that represented the Dodgers. Got the orange outline, which represented the Giants, which are the two teams that left New York. And then subsequently, the Mets were created. You know, my parents were Mets fans growing up, and this was the jersey that I also dreamed of wearing.
They flip with the glove. That was not a good idea.
All he needed to do was try to get the lead guy by giving him a nice, easy feed.
Oh, no, stay on your feet. No. I thought he was going to stay on his feet. Uh-oh. The Goose did not know that the game was starting. Maybe the Goose thought it was 6:45 first pitch time.
Oh, man, off the glove and off the dome. He's saying, oh, man, what happened? It's a moment that he'll never forget, and that'll be on the blooper everywhere.
Park, visit villageofbedfordpark.com.
Alongside Ron Coomer, Zach Zaidman with you. We're coming to you live all season long from the Invesco QQQ broadcast booth. Proud ETF partner of the Chicago Cubs. Top 5. Brewers 2, Cubs nothing. Shota Imanaga on the mound. Left-handed hitting Bryce Terang at the plate. So a lefty-lefty matchup. Here's the pitch, and Terang looks at a strike. Fastball from Imanaga. The count is 0-1. Terang putting the Brewers ahead in the second with a 2-run home run to right center. The next pitch is dribbled foul off to the left as Terang just gets a piece of a slider. 0-2 the count. Terang now with 14 home runs after that 2-run job in inning number 2. This is the finale of a 5-game set between the Cubs and Brewers. Cubs starting play 6 back of Milwaukee in the National League Central. Now the 0-2. Terang swings and misses. Strike 3 as Imanaga gets him with a breaking ball. 1 away. The first out brought to you by Xfinity. The Wi-Fi is booming.
Nice start for Shota here in the 5th. He said very nice hook. Terang just out in front.
Wind blowing in, partly cloudy day here at the friendly confines. Temperature in the mid-70s. The batter, Brandon Lockridge, right-handed hitter. The pitch. In there for a strike. Splitter. Outside corner. Just below the belt. 0-1. Imanaga works on the first base side of the rubber. He sets at the belt. The hesitation, kick, and pitch is outside. 1-1 the count. Lockridge, the Brewers center fielder today. Flied out to right in his first at-bat. He's 0 for 1, hitting at .236 on the year and 123 at-bats. The pitch. Lockridge hits a high fly ball down the right field line. Tucker near the sidewall, but this one slices out of play. 1-2.
Another good pitch by Shota in on the hands of Lockridge. He can only just fight it off the other way.
Imanaga peers in as catcher McGuire acknowledges the sign, squats down, straightens up, works his motion and deals. The 1-2. Lockridge swings and just taps it foul at the plate, getting a piece of a splitter right along the outside edge. 1-2. Cubs have won 3 in a row heading into this finale. Milwaukee had won 15 of 16 games before the Cubs winning streak. Here comes the 1-2. And a one-hopper to short, fielded by Swanson. His throw across in time, 2 away. As Lockridge is retired, it'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Joey Ortiz.
There's been a lot of routine outs in this ball game, actually for both sides. Imanaga has thrown the ball exceptionally well. One pitch, a fastball down and in at Terang, and he hit it into the bleachers probably first or second row, right at the well area, is the only run scored in the ballgame.
Ortiz digs in, right-handed batter. And he looks at a strike from Imanaga, a slider that spins into the zone. Right at the bottom along the inside edge, 0-1. The next pitch by Shota is a called strike, another slider right at the bottom of the zone, 0-2. Cubs head out west following today's ball game against the Brewers. Here's the 0-2. A bouncing ball hit on the left side, fielded to his left by Castro. Sidearm throw to first in time. And the Brewers go down in order here in the top half of the fifth inning. Milwaukee up 2-0, middle 5 on the score in the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
This is your home for every pitch of Cubs baseball. We are the South.
Guess who that is? Roger McDowell.
Check him out. He has his uniform on upside down with the shoes on the hand, and it looks like he's walking on his hands. Has his cap hanging down. That's supposed to be his head. Well, the Mets really trying to turn it around. They do, however, trail in this ball game 4-0. I love that.
Is deaf inclusive night. Fans who purchase through Cubs.com/specials will receive a special edition Cubs cap and the option to select seats and sections with an interpreter. Be here for it. Getting set for the last of the fifth here at Wrigley Field. The finale of a 5-game set between the Cubs and Brewers. Reese McGuire at the plate. Quinn Priester on the mound. First pitch bunted foul off to the left. 0-1. Milwaukee with a 2-0 lead. The Brewers have made a change at shortstop. Joey Ortiz leaves the game. He just grounded out to end the top of the fifth. And Andrew Monasterio now playing short as McGuire looks at a ball low and outside. The count is 1-1. Priester delivers. McGuire dribbles it foul off to the left. 1-2. Cubs have just 2 hits so far this afternoon. A single by Ian Happ and a single by Willie Castro.
Yeah, they're both in the same inning, second inning, and Tees were getting a shot in the monitors. That ball's hammered foul right over Murphy in the Brewer dugout. But if you remember, he fouled that ball into his knee the other day, and I think he's still having some effects of that swelling probably around his knee, and he was kind of hobbled going into first base on that ground ball. So he will probably be out for, a couple days, try to get that swelling out of the joint.
That last pitch low, so the count is 2-2 with McGuire at the plate and Monasterio now playing short instead of Ortiz. The pitch is way outside, full count as Priester misses with a slider. Righty-lefty matchup and the pitch. Outside, ball 4. As McGuire draws a leadoff walk to begin the last of the fifth.
Well, McGuire, he's one of those unsung hero guys. You know, he doesn't play every day, but when he does, it seems like he always does something positive for the Cubs. I've become a big fan. You know, you see another guy in other teams, but you don't get to really see him. He has done an excellent job for the Cubs this year, and you know, I don't know if he'll be with the Cubs again next year or what his situation will be, but he's going to have a big league job and stick around a long time the way he's playing. I'll tell you that.
Michael Busch looks at a cutter for a strike, 0-1 with McGuire at first, no one out. Here's the pitch. That's low. Check swing by Busch. On appeal, no swing, says the third base umpire Dan Merzel. 1-1 the count. Cubs down by 2. It's Milwaukee with a 2-0 lead here in the bottom of the 5th inning. All you have to know about McGuire to illustrate your point, when Miguel Amaya was briefly reactivated, they kept him on the roster. Yeah. They kept 3 catchers. Now the 1-1. Swing and a miss by Busch as he chased a sinking fastball off the outside. 1-2.
Yeah, McGuire's out of options, so if he did get sent out, he would be, you know, teams could bid on his services and he'd be a free agent. Yeah, and they knew they'd lose him. And I'm telling you, they would have. There's no doubt. There is a plethora of teams that are looking for a guy with his skills.
And the 1-2. Busch lines one for a base hit in the right center field. McGuire on his way to third. Frelick fields the ball to get it back into the infield and hold Busch to a single, but the Cubs in business. Men at the corners, no one out. Bottom of the 5th, and Kyle Tucker will stand in.
Michael Busch is starting to get this reputation of big player in big situations. He was the reason the Cubs won yesterday with the 3-run double with the bases loaded. Now he gets a big hit here. Great at-bats for Bushy all series long.
So Tucker digs in. 0 for 1 with a walk. Here's the pitch by Priester. Tucker taps it foul at the plate. 0-1. Tucker back in the lineup after sitting out the last 3 games as a reset. It's no secret he's been scuffling mightily at the plate since July 1st. Just 1 home run.
Big gap in right center field for Tuck.
Now the pitch. Tucker grounds it foul off to the right. 0-2. Tucker overall on the year hitting at .260. 18 home runs, 62 RBIs. Cubs threatening, down by 2 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. No one out. McGuire at third, Busch at first. Priester on the mound. Here comes the 0-2. That's low and inside. A cutter that missed. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The count on Tucker. Priester, the right-hander, squats down, gets the sign from his catcher, Contreras. Now he deals. That one just missed outside, top of the zone, 2-2.
Borderline pitch right up the top of the zone, as you said, Z. And Tucker got the call. Very borderline pitch. Could have went either way.
2-2. Priester deals. Inside to Tucker. He's worked a full count. Now it's a curveball.
He's done an excellent job not chasing pitches off the plate so far in this ballgame. Cub fans would love to see him run one into the bleachers or into the gap.
They're on their feet at Wrigley. Men at the corners. Here's the payoff pitch. Tucker dribbles one to third. It's fielded by Durbin. He throws to first in time to get Tucker one away. McGuire stays at third, advancing to second. Busch.
Well, Bushy taking off from first base stops McGuire from going home. He would have definitely gotten to a rundown. But Tucker just kind of serving this ball at the third baseman, Durbin, trying to protect home plate.
All right, so 1 down. Cubs have men at second and third. Milwaukee a 2-0 lead. Seya Suzuki at the plate. Powerful right-handed batter. Priester deals. And Suzuki backs out of the way. from a sinking fastball around belt high, 1-0.
They're going to take a look at this. Hold on and see if that ball might eclipse Suzuki. And I don't think it did, so they're play on.
So 1-0 the count. Seya at the plate. He's 0 for 2 today. 27 home runs, 86 RBIs on the year for Seya. Priester delivers. And Suzuki a check swing and a pitch low on appeal. No swing, says the first base umpire Jordan Baker. 2 balls and no strikes. Brewers have activity in their bullpen. Right-hander Nick Mears has started warming up. Priester kicks and fires. And Seya looks at a ball up high. It's now 3-0. The tying runs in scoring position. McGuire at third, Bush at second, 1 down. 3-0 the count with Seya at the plate. And the pitch. That's inside, ball 4. And now the bases are loaded with just 1 away, and Pete Crow Armstrong due up. But first, Milwaukee manager Pat Murphy is heading out to the mound. And it looks like that's going to be all for Quinn Priester. Yep. He makes the signal to the bullpen, and Nick Mears will be coming into the ball game. All opponent pitching changes are sponsored by Sloan, official water efficiency partner of the Chicago Cubs and leader in smart water and commercial restroom solutions. Visit sloan.com. Cubs threatening. They're down 2-0 here in the bottom of the.
We know what happened in 2014.
A World Series win for the San Francisco Giants.
Look at how clean that is. The gold, I don't know if you guys know what the gold means, but the gold means you are the World Series champions from the year before. But it's the honor of a lifetime, getting to win back-to-back World Series championships with 2 different teams.
A lot of baseball fans have some familiarity with the T206 American Tobacco card set. Of course, features the famous Hannes Wagner card. What we have here are 3 cards from the lesser-known T205 set, which really was a successor to T206. T206 came out in 1909. These 3 cards, as part of the T205 set, came out in 1911.
Brewers 2, Cubs nothing. Pete Crow Armstrong due up, just 1 away. Reese McGuire led off the frame with a walk. Michael Bush singled. Kyle Tucker grounded out, and Seya Suzuki drew a walk to load them up. So here comes PCA Coombe. He's 0 for 2 today. Watch the approach.
Well, I think, first and foremost, try to slow things down a little bit for Pete. He's been swinging some pitches out of the zone in this ball game, wanting to do maybe a little too much. Make them throw you strikes here in this at bat. If you do, good things can happen.
Righty-lefty matchup. Mears deals. PCA swings. Hits a high fly ball to right. It's playable for Frelick. Angling toward the line. Near the side track. Makes the catch. McGuire tags. He's coming home. And he will score as the ball is cut off. Cubs get on the board. A productive out by Pete Crow Armstrong. Sacrifice fly. It's Milwaukee 2, Cubs 1. Advancing the third, Bush.
Well, you got to like that. PCA, gets a pitch he can handle at the top of the zone and hits this ball a mile in the air and drives into Cubs' first run. So good at bat for Pete. And now with 2 outs, it's one of these series. Both teams are looking for that big swing of the bat, that 2-out hit. Cubs need one here.
Bush represents the tying run on third. Seya at first. Ian Happ at the plate. Mears delivers. Up high to Happ. 1-0. RBIs by Cubs batters are sponsored by Old National Bank, where relationships and results matter. Get old. Happ has reached base twice, a single and a walk. A long set by Mears. And the 1-0. Happ swings and pops it foul out of play off to the left. 1-1. Mears, the right-hander, works on the third base side of the rubbers. Got gold shoes and a powder blue glove. Here's the pitch. Happ swings, hits one in the air. Right center field and playable for the center fielder Lockridge, who's under it and makes the catch for out number 3. Cubs score 1 but leave 2 after 5. Milwaukee 2, Cubs 1 on the score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Cubs Talk with Spiegel and Holmes on your ride.
A sartorial issue here. There's the team name, Chicago Cubs, so it does work.
It's got the right color.
Yeah, it's gray.
Maybe there was something went wrong with his other one.
1-1 to Marte in the air, right to the guy we just showed you.
Points don't expire, you can save up for that big trip. Get ready to reward future you with a future flight. Sign up for Rapid Rewards today and redeem your points on any seat, any day, anytime. Only at Southwest. All Rapid Rewards rules and regulations apply and can be found at southwest.com/RR terms.
Tag team bits and sockets with a Bosch 18-volt 2-in-1 impact driver. The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a boss.
On to inning number 6. Shota Imanaga's first pitch to Sal Frelick is taken for ball 1. Brewers 2, Cubs 1, another nail biter. What else is new when these two teams play? You expect it, I think.
Yeah.
Here's a pitch outside for a ball. It's been that way for many years. Shota at 73 pitches for the day as he delivers a strike, and the count now 2-1.
Pitch up and in to Frelick. Molina talk Cubs baseball on Chicago Sports every weekday morning, 5:30 to 10 on 670 Score and the Odyssey app. And I will be on with those boys tomorrow at 9 o'clock Chicago time.
Big chop to first, fair, fielded by Bush. Underhand feed to Shota in time. And that's out number 1.
Now the key for a left-handed pitcher, when a fast guy rolls over that ground ball to first, well, you got to get off that mound in a hurry, and Shota does and beats Frelick by a good step to the bag at first.
And you don't want to stay in the line of the runner any longer than you absolutely have to. Shota almost got run over that time. Isaac Collins, the batter. And the pitch on the way by Shota. Swing and a miss. Good splitter. Sometimes on a play like that, you see a pitcher, take the throw, hit the bag, and then almost jump into fair territory to avoid any contact with the base runner, the guy who hit the ball. Here's the 0-1 to Collins. Fly ball, left center. Pretty well hit, but very playable. Crow Armstrong says, "I've got it," and he does. 2 down.
That ball's well struck, and then as kind of starts running out of juice, the wind gets hold of it, starts bringing it back in towards the infield. That ball was pretty well hit, and it had to be a good 5, 6, 7 steps from the warning track in left center.
This Day in Baseball History brought to you by villageofbedfordpark.com. Now is the time to this date. Babe Ruth became the first big leaguer to reach 600 home runs on this date in 1931. Swing and a miss, and the count 1-1. Cub pitchers Rick and Paul Russell, brothers, joined forces to blank the Dodgers 6-0. It was the first ever shutout thrown by 2 brothers in big league history. Bounce to short on 1 hop. Dansby's got it, makes the play. In time to first. 3 up, 3 down. Shota pitching well. Let's see if the Cubs can get some runs. It's 2-1 Milwaukee in the 6th inning on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Your career has ascended to new heights this year, Sagittarius, and you should be proud of how much progress you've made on the field. You're finishing out the season strong, but it's not too early to start thinking about your goals for next year. What milestones would you like to hit next season? If you start getting ready now, you'll be in better shape for opening day.
Do you guys make your own brisket here?
Yes, we do. We are known by our brisket.
Barbecue brisket sandwich. Quality is better than other places, and it looks good. We're ready to eat.
We go to an average 500 briskets per game. We hear a lot from our fans. They want to try something with wrap, easy to eat. So we say, well, let's do like a brisket, wrap, and an egg roll.
That's beautiful. You get the gold medal for culinary brisketry here in Texas.
Yes.
You know, in Boston, every now and then, you'll do those throwback days where you bring out the big baggy jerseys, and the baggier, the better. When I broke into the league, everybody was wearing really baggy pants, and then as the years go along, I started wearing these skinny, mini, tight pants that looked like they were painted on. So by the time I was with Boston, I really wanted to wear the baggier, the better. We just wanted to be flying around in the outfield there, having a good time.
Clearance event only at American Sale. Bring the fun home.
We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. This big crowd. We should get the exact figure here shortly. Ready for some action from the Cub offense. Nico Hoerner lines one into right center. There's some action. Base hit. Over to pick it up is Lockridge and get it back in. The new pitcher is Grant Anderson. And his first pitch drilled into right center, a single for Nico Hoerner. Before Willie Castro steps in, we step away 10 for ID on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Cubs Talk in the morning on the Mully and Haw Show, 5:30 to 10 on 670 The Score, WSCR Chicago, WBMX HD2 Chicago, and Odyssey Sports Station.
Willie Castro pops it up foul. Left side over toward the stands and out of play.
And what's on tap here in the 6th inning, sponsored by Flight by Yuengling. Next generation of light beer. Good start for the Cubs here in the 6th with a line drive bullet from Nico Hoerner. Cubs need one of them long ones here in this ball game. That would be a good flight for the Cubs.
Castro's been on twice with a single and a hit by pitch. Toss to first to keep Nico close to the bag.
Castro does a pretty good job of handling the bat. Well, give a little protection to Nico if he feels like he can get a jump off of Anderson.
The stretch by the right-hander, the pitch fouled away. Anderson this year, a 2.97 ERA. You look up and down their pitching staff. Many of these guys making big contributions. If your ERA starts with a 2, you're getting the job done.
Yeah, boy, that's the truth. There's a lot of people around the league think this is the best bullpen and pitching staff in baseball, or one of the top 2 or 3.
This one is down low. Well, it just seems, Ron, and it's not a coincidence, that the teams that have the best records often have the best pitching staffs.
Funny how that works out, isn't it?
If you look at the team ERA, and I always check that on a daily basis, at the end of the year, the top 5 or 6 teams almost always are in the playoffs. Here's a fastball high, and the count 2-2.
Yeah, it's very, very seldom a bad pitching team that hits their way into the playoffs.
True. Aaron Ashby throwing in the bullpen. Here's a fly ball down the right field line. Frelick over. He's going to make the catch near the line. Holding at first is Nico Horner. Castro is out number 1. And the batter, Dansby Swanson.
Well, now you got one out. Let's see if Nico really tries to take second base. Anderson, not a big leg kick. He's not fast to the plate, but he's not slow either. So Nico would have to get a good jump. Contreras behind home plate throws pretty well.
He's got a pretty good lead over there, Ron. Nico Horner not running. Swanson takes low. Outfield straightaway. You got to play deep against Swanson. He's got some pop with 18 home runs. Milwaukee 2, Cubs 1. Bottom of the 6th inning with 1 down. Swanson checks and takes ball 2. Okay, he's missed on 2 off-speed pitches. If I'm batting, I'm looking fastball.
Yeah, looking fastball, and don't get beat by the heater. You'd rather hook it foul than get beat by it. So try to catch this ball out in front.
The 2-0. Swinging a pop-up foul and out of play. Kind of jammed him with a fastball.
One thing about Anderson for the right-handed hitters, with him coming in the game, he gives you that fast leg action with his delivery coming from the set, but then he gives you that 3/4 kind of sidearm delivery. More of a 3/4, so a little funky for the right-handed hitter.
Swanson fouls another one away, 2-2.
A lot of times it'll take a little bit to pick up the release point of a pitcher like this.
Dansby today has drawn a walk and bounced out to short. If he could poke one to the opposite side, there's a big hole on the right side of the infield. Grant Anderson was ready, and then he backed away. He's got a turquoise colored glove on that left hand. Swanson slightly open stance. Here comes the 2-2. Pulled foul over toward the Cub third base dugout. We'll do it again.
You said they're playing Dansby deep, but absolute straight away. Center fielder Lockridge right in behind the second base bag and deep. Left fielder Collins very deep and left.
Two and two with one away. The pitch hit in the air, left center field on the run. Collins makes the catch, and Nico has to hustle back to first. We talk about the athleticism of this Milwaukee team. You saw it there. Collins with good speed, ranging over into left center to make the catch, and that's out number 2. That was a hard hit ball.
Yeah, that had double written all over it, and Collins just outran the play and just made that play pretty easily. But a very nice play by Collins. That ball's well struck by Dansby.
It's up to Reese McGuire to keep this 6th inning alive. Cubs catcher takes a strike. Brewers will head home after the game. They'll entertain the Giants this weekend. Cubs will be in Anaheim to play the Angels tomorrow night, Saturday night, Sunday afternoon. A swing and a miss.
Well, as a player, I always liked playing in Anaheim. I always thought that ballpark was nice. You know, it plays pretty fair. I wouldn't say it's a great hitter's park, but not a great pitcher's park either. You can get a little of that ocean air at night sometimes. You get a little heavy, but I just like the atmosphere there. I always thought they did a very nice job around that ballpark when they redid it.
It's never cold. It's always comfortable. Now the 0-2 to McGuire, the left-handed batting catcher. He will hit one foul off to the right. 0-2. Cincinnati is in Arizona over the weekend. The Reds lost to Anaheim last night. Cincinnati did take 2 out of 3 in the series. And the pitch, McGuire swings and misses, strike 3. Cubs don't score despite a leadoff single by Horner. We go to inning number 7. Brewers 2, Cubs 1 on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
QQQ broadcast booth, proud ETF partner of the Chicago Cubs, getting set for the top half of the 7th inning here at Wrigley Field. Brewers 2, Cubs 1. Pat?
All right, Zach. Shota Imanaga still in the game. The Brewers starter Quinn Priester left the game in the 5th inning. The Brewers got their runs on a 2-run homer by Bryce Terang in the 2nd inning. And that's one of only 3 hits that Imanaga has allowed. He's pitched well.
This is what we talked about in the pregame show, right as you and I were opening the broadcast, how important it was for Shota to pitch deep into this game with all the games the Cubs have played.
Here's a bunt by Christian Yelich. That kind of surprised me.
That'll tell you how well Shota's pitching. Right? That's what that'll tell you. But now the Cubs offense just has to do its job. It really does. They've got 4 hits in the game, but Shota is pitching here into the 7th. This is a game the Cubs should win.
Neither team doing a lot of hitting. Here comes the 0-1 to Yelich. Check swing, the pitch inside, 1-1. Milwaukee has only 3 hits all day. The Cubs have just 4. Cubs scored on a sacrifice fly by Pete Crow Armstrong in the 5th inning. 2-1 Milwaukee. Yelich takes off the inside edge. 2-1. Shota at 83 pitches, so he's nearing the end of his day of work. Now the 2-1. Fastball away. 3-1.
Well, when you think about, October baseball and things like that, and you know, how do the Cubs match up, and what are their players going to be like come October?
Yelich takes a strike, a curveball.
This is about as close to playoff baseball as you're going to get, and Shota has pitched outstanding baseball for the Cubs here against Milwaukee in this ballgame.
Here comes the payoff pitch. Swinging a foul at the plate. Good fastball. In on his hands, had a little movement to it.
Yep, great location, right in under the hands of Yelich.
The mound in bright sunshine. Some clouds roaming overhead. And the pitch, strike 3 called. No argument from Yelich. He may have gotten caught looking for something off speed. Imanaga zipped a fastball in there for a called 3rd strike, and it was a good strike.
And I think you're right, Pat. What happened is, you pound them inside with fastballs, and now you're expecting that to set up the breaking ball, and instead they go fastball away, and he hits the glove right on the outside corner.
Andrew Vaughn is 0 for 2. He takes outside, ball 1. Vaughn has flied out to right and popped out to center. Brewers 2, Cubs 1, 7th inning, 1 away. Breaking ball in for a strike. Shota can throw hard, but he's in some ways a classic finesse pitcher.
Yep.
Gets that splitter working, the breaking ball, moves it around. There's a chopper foul, changes speeds very nicely.
Yeah, I love the sequence of pitches. When he is at the top of his game, he is fun. It's the inside to the right-hander, let's say. It's the inside fastball up, then the split. He'll steal the breaking ball. And he just has such great command and understanding of what he wants to do with the ball.
Vaughn checks and takes low.
He's the guy, Pat, to your point. If you're playing infield behind him, you're really locked into the game of what he's going to throw back and forth with speed and location. So you're really paying attention to what pitch it is he's throwing and where he's throwing it to determine if you're going to take a step one way or another in the pre-pitch.
The 2-2 just inside, ball 3. That didn't miss by much.
Like I'd say, if Shota's pitching, every time a right-handed hitter was up and he was going to throw that split, I'd want to know it. And as he started to deliver the ball, the shortstop and third baseman take a step to the pull side.
Low and inside, ball 4. Tried to get Vaughn to chase something down and in. It is the base on balls with 1 away. Undoubtedly, that'll get the bullpen going for the Cubs. Shota now at 94 pitches for the day. Caleb Durbin ready to step in. Brewers lead by a run. Short lead by Vaughn at first, held by Bush. And the pitch to Durbin. And that's off the inside edge. Shota a little disappointed in himself. Kind of snaps at the return throw by McGuire. Ryan Brazier starting to throw in the Cub bullpen. Off speed and down low, and now visibly Shota upset himself.
Yeah, just missed his location the last 2 pitches. He knew if he threw that first pitch slider in the zone, Durbin was going to take it and he'd have a strike.
Reese McGuire, the catcher, out with a quick word. Lots of blue skies overhead. Beautiful late summer day. 73 at game time. No humidity really to speak about. Little breeze, lots of sunshine. The pitch. Outside, 3-0.
Well, that one just missed off the corner away. Hardest working player of the game brought to you by Bosch Power Tools. The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a Bosch. That'll be Shota. He's the guy today. He has pitched very well. He's in a jam now, though.
Let's see if he can come back now and get Durbin. Line to left center on the run, and making the catch is Ian Happ. One of the hardest hit balls by a Brewer all day long. Happ ranging over to the gap. Caught that searing line drive. 2 down.
Sometimes you just got to take your chances if you're a pitcher, and you just got to throw the fastball in there and hope he hits it at somebody. This ball is center cut. Durbin smokes it, but right at Ian Happ.
Now lefty against lefty. Terang, who homered with a man on for the only Brewer runs, steps in. Pickoff throw to first, not in time. Terang's homer came in the 2nd inning. Christian Yelich was aboard. Yelich had walked to lead off the 2nd inning. And that's the only real damage against Shota all day. Cubs trailed 2-1. Fly ball to right center. Tucker is there. He's got it. Shota puts another 0 on the board. Let's see if the Cubs can get him some runs. It is time for the 7th inning stretch here at Wrigley. And the late Bob Uecker, longtime late broadcaster of the Milwaukee Brewers. We're going to go to the video board and listen to Bob's rendition of Take Me Out to the Ball Game.
All right, let me hear you, folks. A 1, a 2, a 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I never get back. I'll root for the Brewers. You do the same for the Cubs. So it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Thank you very much.
Hey Cubs fans, it's Craig Counsell. Listen to every game here on the Chicago Cubs radio network.
What
Select. Trusted by pros, loved by homeowners.
Big left-hander Jared Koenig is on the mound, and before he even goes to work, he's got an issue with the PitchCom device, I believe. So he will have another one run out to him. I was chuckling because anything electronics, you kind of want to be careful with them, and the bat boy just came out and flung it to him, kind of a little backhand, like he's throwing a frisbee or something. I thought, let's be a little more careful with that thing.
That'll help it. So you don't do that with the phone, right?
I wouldn't. 2-1 Milwaukee leading, bottom of the 7th inning. Cubs need to rally. Jared Koenig, the big left-hander, deals, and Michael Busch fouls it away.
And opponent's pitching changes, sponsored by Sloan, official water efficiency partner of the Chicago Cubs and leader Smart Water and Commercial Restroom Solutions. Visit sloan.com.
Busch 1 for 3. Michael takes inside. That ball almost nipped him in the lead elbow as he pulled back at the last second. Koenig, part of that deep and talented Milwaukee bullpen. Koenig's ERA 3.29. He's got 5 wins and 1 loss. Now the 1-1 on the way to Busch. That's going to miss outside. Didn't miss by much.
Good take by Michael.
Busch, the leadoff hitter. Now this is a classic spot. You want to get on base any way you can.
Seventh inning stretch was sponsored by the new Volvo XC90, designed for life.
Cubs trail by a run. Busch waiting for the 2-1 from the big left-hander. Low and outside. Since Busch has power, Ron, what's he looking for on 3-1?
Dead red fastball beyond time, and see if you can square one up. You just want to pick a spot out in front of home plate that you want to get to the ball out in front of home plate.
There comes the 3-1. Taken inside, ball 4. There's a break and a gift. And Busch gets on. And Kyle Tucker coming up. So Busch continues to get the job done. Quietly, he has really been a very valuable guy for the Cubs. Michael Busch.
Yeah, he's having a great year. And now Kyle Tucker, who's had a few days off, boy, it'd be great timing for him to blast one or shoot one in the gap.
Lefty to lefty, inside at the knuckles.
And our reviews in this game are sponsored by Northwestern Medicine. A second opinion's always a good idea. Get yours at Northwestern Medicine.
Tucker has walked and grounded out twice. Here comes the 1-0. Swinging a liner, caught by the second baseman, Turang. It's a double play. Busch slipped and fell as he tried to jam on the brakes. I don't think it would have mattered anyway. A soft line drive hit by Tucker. Turang, the second baseman, caught it and then lobbed it to Vaughn, with Busch laying on the ground halfway between first and second. 2 down.
Yeah, it's one of those things where Michael Busch did not pick up where Turang was going to be playing on the field. Turang was way around towards the pull side, a good 25 feet. And Michael thought that was going to end up in right field. It did not.
Seya Suzuki takes a strike. Still a 2-1 Milwaukee lead. 7th inning, bases loaded, 2 down. Koenig comes back, swinging a foul back, and Seya was trying to launch one. Koenig, a big boy on the mound. I would put him at about 6'4", 235. Here comes the 0-2. Low and inside for a ball.
6'5", 250. So, if this broadcast thing doesn't work out, you could go to the carnivals and guess height and weight. Yeah, you're pretty
See,
good at it.
I was thinking of his before breakfast weight.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
I
Yeah,
meant to qualify that. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Strike 3 called, and that ends the inning. Despite a leadoff walk, the Cubs walk away empty-handed. We go to the 8th inning. Brewers 2, Cubs 1 on the score, and the Southwest Airlines Cubs radio network.
The Cubs.
Building products, siding with
your card today, Patrick.
Ryan Brazier, the new man on the mound. Shota pitched very good baseball. 7 strong innings against a good team. Gave up just 2 runs. A home run by Bryce Turang with a man on. That was it. But he's on the short end of a 2-1 score as he departs. As this 8th inning is about ready to get underway. Blake Perkins will be first up, and he'll take down low for ball 1. Perkins batting for Lockridge. Left-handed batter. The next offering is in there for a strike. 37,850 is the attendance today. Ron Coomer is the winner in the Binny's Beverage Depot attendance game. Swing and a foul back.
Well, I was off by 50 people today. Need to invite some more people out to the ballpark.
Cubs will head to the airport after the game and fly out to Anaheim. There's a chopper foul. 3 games in Southern California, the next 3. A couple of night games. The Central Time starts 8:38 tomorrow night and Saturday night. And then a 3:07 game time on Sunday. So they like those odd starting times. Check swing on a low slider. That's strike 3. Brazier strikes out Perkins. And that's out number 1.
A good pitch by Brazier. A little slider down and in. Got Perkins swing right over the top of it.
First inning brought to you by Xfinity. You know what's happening there, Ron. The Wi-Fi.
Boom.
It is booming and still booming. I like the way you said it. Did you rehearse that at all?
Yeah, a couple hundred times at home before I came today.
0-1 on Andrew Monasterio. Fly ball down the left field line. Long run for Happ. Can't get it. Base hit. Monasterio with a 1-out single as he was batting for Joey Ortiz. And undoubtedly he'll stay in the game defensively and play short.
Pitching changes by the Cubs, sponsored by James Hardy Building Products, siding with the Cubs.
1 away, 1 on. Brewers on top 2-1, inning number 8. Sal Frelick checks in. Quality start for Shota Imanaga. First pitch upstairs. Quality starts brought to you by Benjamin Moore. Start your next project with quality paints from Benjamin Moore, official paint of the Chicago Cubs. Bush holding the runner at first. Here's a drive to right, well hit, deep, back in the corner is Tucker, over in the corner. That's a fair ball up against the wall. And runners will end up at second and third. Tucker disappeared from our view as that sidewall blocks us out. He came close to catching it as we watch a replay, and let's see how close he came. Oh, it was very tough play. He was in the corner, had to slide on his knee, reached out, may have barely gotten the fingertips on the ball, but that's a double all the way. And runners are at second and third.
Yeah, this is a really tough play. There's not much you can do. Tucker does everything he can, sliding into, literally right into the corner. Now the Cubs with 1 out, second and third, they'll play the infield in.
Isaac Collins is the batter. The Cubs are going to appeal at second base. There was a little confusion when the runner, Monasterio, reached second. He wasn't sure if the ball was going to be caught, so he kind of hesitated in that area. And there was a little uncertainty as to whether he touched the bag at all. And now Collins will take high for a ball.
Yeah, he rounded the bag at second, then went back as he thought Tuck was going to catch it, and then went back again towards third. But I saw the play. He definitely did retouch the bag going back towards second and back towards third.
Collins takes low and in. Infield in. Cubs can ill afford to fall back any further. Milwaukee with men at second and third and 1 down. And they lead 2-1 here in the 8th inning.
Tough play of the game, sponsored by Loyola Medicine. Loyola Medicine defines tough. Tough play of the game is that ball that Tuck just tried to catch down in the corner, right in the corner.
Here's a swing and a foul back, 2-1. Brazier really could use a strikeout or some kind of a weak ground ball right at some infielder. Something where the runner Monasterio would not try to score.
I would think Monasterio at third base is going to go on contact. I think he's going to go.
Fastball just inside, 3-1.
He's getting a long lead down the third base line, and that, you know, with 1 out, that just tells me he's going on contact.
Infield in all the way around. Brazier from the stretch, the 3-1. Driven into the gap in right center, a base hit. It'll drive in 2. Tucker gets it back in. 2-run score, and Milwaukee takes a 4-1 lead.
Now Collins ahead in the count, 3-1, and he gets a pitch he can handle. It's a little cutter slider, belt tie, middle of the plate. And he gets that front foot down early enough this time, and he hammers this ball in the gap. Drives in 2 easily.
So the Brewers have put 3 straight hits together. They have opened up a 4-1 lead. Tommy Hottovy out to see about Ryan Brazier on the mound. Please stay tuned for the Toast of the Game ball player presented by Benny's Beverage Depot. That's coming up in the 9th inning. It'll be named by Ron Coomer.
Catch of the Game sponsored by Catch Des Moines. Discover the weekend getaway in Des Moines where only the S's are sound. Find all the fun at CatchDesMoines.com. That'll be the sliding catch by Pete Crow Armstrong. Stolen bases in this ball game. They're powered by Atturo Tire, Chicago's hometown tire. Find a dealer at Atturo.com.
Zach Sademan will have the post-game show for you, the Verizon post-game show after the game. William Contreras batting. The runner goes, the pitch high, throw to second base, and it's not in time. That's long been a piece of baseball strategy. After a conference on the mound, you run on the first pitch.
Yep.
It's not the first time we've seen that run.
Pitcher kind of locked in on what he's doing at home plate. Kind of doesn't really pay close attention to the runner at first, and off he goes.
Contreras will take low. You might still be processing some of the things your pitching coach has just talked to you about.
Plus, you just gave up a 2-run single. You know, you got a lot in that brain.
2-0 on Contreras. He hits a high fly ball to right, twisting toward foul territory. This is going to blow out a play. And it does. 2-1. Cubs started the homestand by beating the Pirates 2 out of 3 last weekend. They have won 3 of the first 4 of this series, so they were 5-2 before today on the homestand, which is a very good homestand. They wanted it to be a great one, and it still could, but now they'll have to rally to do it. Rallies and nothing new between these two teams late in games. The 2-2 is high, ball 3. Cubs have not named any of their starters for the weekend in Anaheim, which is common when you play a real big division series. There's a pickoff throw to second, and they got him. Collins took off too soon. He was going to try to steal third base. He simply took off too soon, and he gets picked off. 1-4 on the pickoff.
Excellent job by Nico Brazier. His little inside move, and he was going, there's no doubt, and he was in no man's land. He's out by a good step and a half at second.
2 down, nobody on. 3-2 on Contreras. Contreras holds that bat high above his head, and he takes outside. That's ball 4. 4 straight batters have reached in this 8th inning, and the batter now is Christian Yelich. Yelich is the designated hitter. Cubs designated hitters. Brought to you by Fireplace and Chimney Authority. Here's the plan for them. Book now, burn later, and skip the rush. Swinging a foul down the left field line. Oh, and 1 on Yelich. Yelich has not put the ball in play. He has walked and struck out twice. Here's the 0-1, and he looks at a strike. Now most of the clouds have blown away. Bright blue skies overhead. Here's the 0-2. Fly ball to center. Right there is Cor Armstrong. He's got it. But some damage is done. 2 runs for Milwaukee. And they take a 4-1 lead into the bottom of this 8th inning on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey Cubs fans, it's Ian Happ.
Let's open this up. Take a look at what we find. Looks like we've got Lauren Shahadi.
Animation is great.
We got Robert Flores, one of the stars of MLB Central with Lauren Shahadi. Then we got Mark DeRosa. Look at that. He looks like Superman, does he not? Right?
He was when he was with the Cubs.
Harold Reynolds looking ripped in a tracksuit in Studio 42. There I am. The hair's all
I know this guy.
Look at that jawline.
Phillip One final on the board. The A's knock off the Twins 8-3. Lawrence Butler had a bases-clearing double in that game. A whole bunch of games in progress. The Royals lead the Rangers 5-4. Bottom of the 7th inning, Vinny Pasquantino with his 26th home run. The Dodgers all over the Rockies 8-2 now in the top half of the 5th inning. Freddie Freeman hit a 451-foot two-run shot. Mets strike first. They lead the Nationals 1-0. Top of the 3rd, Francisco Lindor with a leadoff home run. Bottom 2, no score in San Diego between the Giants and Padres. Pat?
All right, Zach, thanks for your fine work as always. Bottom of inning number 8. Cubs are down by 3. They need base runners, and they need them right away. Pete Crow Armstrong will check his swing. And the first pitch from Abner Uribe is down low for ball 1.
Well, we've seen Uribe in this series a few times, and we know great arm, great action on the fastball.
The 1-0 from Uribe. Swinging a foul back out of play. Uribe a glittering ERA of 1.79. And Ron, we're talking about 60 appearances, so he has worked in a lot of games and still has an excellent ERA. Here comes the 1-1. Fastball strike.
Yeah, he's got over 60 innings pitched, and to your point, ERA well under 2.
He is one of several pitchers that has a turquoise glove. Here comes the 1-2, pulled foul on the ground. I'm assuming they've all got their own gloves. It's not like they're just passing the same glove around pitcher to pitcher.
They all got their own glove. I can vouch for that. It is kind of funny, though, that a few of them have turquoise gloves.
Might have been a sale. Here comes the 1-2. Swinging a tap foul at the plate.
Now, did you ever have a turquoise glove when you were a kid?
I did not. I think I had a red one for a while.
Okay.
But the guys on the other teams were razzing me so much, I only used it for a few games.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah. Very proud of it when I bought it. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And the pitch on the way to Pete Crow Armstrong. Way outside, it's 2-2. In your high school run, did guys make a habit of razzing the other team during infield practice?
I don't know about during infield, but definitely during the game that went on. Yeah.
Both of those, it was big in our neighborhood, and I'm not really sure why.
Yeah.
But if you would make a bad throw, or if you bobble a ground ball, ho ho!
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Gold glove, all-star.
Yeah.
A little annoying.
No, we had a few guys on our team that were lead instigators in that. Yeah. They still
now
are.
The 2-2, poke foul out of play off to the left.
They're still annoying.
Oh, yeah. And if you made a throwing error, you would hear about it from the other bench jockeys. Now the 2-2. A little bit high, didn't miss by much. Okay, let's see if Pete can get on. Full count, nobody out. 8th inning, getting late. 4-1 Milwaukee leads.
Pete did a good job laying off that last high fastball.
And the pitch. Swinging a fly ball to right, curling toward foul territory and drifting out of play. It's a 10-pitch battle, and it's not over yet. Milwaukee trying to win the finale after they won the opener of the 5-game series. Cubs winning the middle 3. Outside, he walked him. There's a start. And that's a little bit of a psychological downer for the guy on the mound. He made a lot of good pitches and still feels like he was a failure in that battle.
Yeah, and I'm really surprised Uribe, with as good arm as he has, throwing 100 miles an hour. He went with a breaking ball on 3-2 that last pitch. I mean, to me, you just aim in the middle of the plate, take your chances. With the fastball he's got, but he tried to throw a little backdoor hook and just missed off the plate away.
Ian Happ, the batter. Nico Horner on deck. Crowd kind of buzzing a little bit.
Wind's still blowing in from center. It's kind of been on and off throughout the day. It's always blown in, but sometimes harder than others. Blowing in fairly hard right now.
Happ taking a strike, 0-1. Ian steps out, tightens the batting gloves after each pitch. Light blue batting gloves for Ian Happ. He's batting left-handed in this spot. Crow Armstrong a short lead at first. Uribe coming back 0-1. And Happ takes low and inside. It's even. This is one of those guys who just has a lot of natural movement, it would appear, on a lot of pitches.
Yeah, he slings it three-quarter delivery, but he's got a lot on it at 100 miles an hour.
The 1-1. Happ checks and takes down low, and the count 2-1. On deck, Nico Horner. Happ trying to reach so that Nico could be the tying run. Uribe's 2-1 delivery. Low and inside, 3-1. Would you almost be tempted to tell him to take one here, Ron?
Yep. I would guess, just in knowing Nico, or in knowing Ian for the years that we have, I would be surprised if he's swinging here on 3-1.
The stretch by Uribe. He brings it inside, ball 4. Back-to-back base on balls. Crow Armstrong to second base. Ian Happ to first. Ian walking for the second time today. Tying run at the plate. Now how big does that 2-run single in the top of the inning by Collins look? Here's the pitch to Nico. It's a strike. Looked like he was taking all the way.
Yeah, he's taking all the way. Slider right down the middle.
Nico in this game has flied to the warning track in center, struck out and singled. See if he can get on any way at all. 4-1 Milwaukee leading 8th inning. Nobody out. 2 men on. And the pitch. Check swing. It's outside. 1-1.
Opponent's pitching change sponsored by Sloan, official water efficiency partner of the Chicago Cubs, leader in smart water and commercial restroom solutions. Visit Sloan.com.
Uribe glancing back at the runner, Crow Armstrong. And the pitch, swing and a miss. Ian chasing a pitch down near the dust.
Yeah, a little slider down and ended up down and away. Outfielders for Milwaukee playing no doubles. They are very deep in the outfield.
And let's see if Nico can put it in play somewhere. The stretch for the 1-2. Here it comes. Nico hits a pop fly foul. Coming back, and this is going to be out of play on the other side of the screen. Uribe throwing a lot of off-speed stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I just wonder sometimes if he's one of those guys that sometimes feels like he's got more command of his slider than he does that fastball. And he's throwing the fastball at 100 miles an hour, but sometimes, it's been a little bit, erratic here in this ballgame.
Outfield straight away against Nico Horner. The pitch high for a ball. That was a fastball that missed. That was a sinker that didn't sink. Two and two. Uribe working on Horner. And the next delivery. Here it comes. Nico hits it foul off to the right. That was 99 mph. No question this guy has an excellent arm.
Good short swing by Nico to spoil that pitch.
Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Breaking ball got him. Nobody has put the ball in play in the inning. 2 walks and now a strikeout. And Willie Castro due up.
Excellent pitch. This is a 89-mile-an-hour slider. Starts out in the outside corner and just breaks off the plate away.
Castro has singled, been hit by a pitch, and flied to right. The pitch to Willie is down low. Uribe has already made 24 pitches in a third of an inning. That's what happens when you walk people. Now the 1-0 from the right-hander. Swing and a miss. Is that sharp downward sinking fastball.
I like that Castro took a shot, though. He was ready for the fastball. He put a big swing on it. Cubs need someone to do some damage. He gave it a shot.
Cubs are down by 3. 2 men on. The pitch. Line toward right center. On the run is Frelick. Makes a running catch. Tagging and going to third is Pro Armstrong. Frelick got a good jump on that ball. It was hard hit. I thought it might get to the gap when it was first hit, but Frelick ran it down, and that's out number 2.
Yeah, sometimes speed, right? You see it on the offense, but it really shows itself on defense. Frelick goes into the gap and gets that ball a lot like Collins did 2 innings ago on the ball hit in the left center gap.
Chris Hook, the pitching coach, heading to the mound, or is that Pat Murphy? We'll identify him. We can also identify the pinch batter for the Cubs, Owen Casey. It's already been a memorable series for Casey as he belted his first big league home run in game 2 of the 5 games.
He's got 4 RBIs in this series.
First and third, 2 outs, 8th inning, 4-1 Milwaukee leading. Do you jump on the first pitch here?
You get a first pitch fastball, absolutely. If you're a pinch hitter, you know that's what you're looking for. First pitch heater and catch it out in front. You're looking for that fastball.
Power against power, right-handed pitcher, left-handed batter. And the first offering by Uribe. Here it comes. Casey, it's a big chop slowly right side. Fielded by Vaughn. He will dive to the bag just in time. And that ends the inning. First 2-man reach on bases on balls, but the Cubs walk away empty-handed. It's on to the 9th inning. Brewers 4, Cubs 1 on the Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
The Cubs play here with Hall of Famer Pat Hughes and
here at Wrigley Field. Brewers 4, Cubs 1. The ninth inning is brought to you by Bosch Power Tools. The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a Bosch. Pat?
Very good, Zach. Ninth inning. Drew Pomeranz, the new left-handed pitcher on the mound. Nico Horner now is playing shortstop. Willie Castro is playing second base. And Matt Shaw now comes in to play third base in this final inning. Michael Busch still at first. Outfield still with Happ in left. Crow Armstrong in center and Tucker in right. The left-hander Pomeranz missing outside. 2-1 to Andrew Vaughn. Vaughn 0 for 2 with a walk in this game. Season average of .241. He pokes it foul. Glancing to the Cubs order, they're going to have a pinch hitter probably to lead off the bottom of the ninth inning, or maybe Reese McGuire will bat for himself. Then Busch and Tucker. Chopper back to the mound, fielded by Pomeranz, throws to first in time. Vaughn is out, number 1.
A good start to the ninth for Pomeranz. Just gets a little soft 2-hopper right back to the mound.
Pitching changes by the Cubs, brought to you by James Hardy Building Products, siding with the Cubs. Caleb Durbin, the batter. Durbin 0 for 3 and 3 for 18 in this series. He nubs one in the air to third, caught by Matt Shaw, and that's out, number 2. He got jammed. That probably stung. Let's pause 10 seconds for station ID. This is The Score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Covering the Cubs and all of Chicago sports on the Rahimi and Harris Show. Middays 10 to 2 on WSCR Chicago, WBMX HD2 Chicago, and Odyssey Sports Station.
The lefty Pomeranz has retired the first 2 batters in the ninth inning. And Bryce Turang steps in. Turang hit a 2-run homer in the second inning. That remains the big blow of the game. The Brewers have led ever since. They got 2 more on a 2-run single by Collins in the 8th inning. Cubs got their only run on Pete Crow Armstrong's 5th inning sac fly. Bouncer up the middle. That's a base hit to center. Horner ran over, tried to make a sliding stop. Even had he gloved it, I don't think he would have thrown the ball. It's a base hit.
Yeah, a little hard hit 2-hopper just to the pull side of the mound for Turang. Second hit of the ball game for him.
Perkins the batter, Blake Perkins. Left-handed pitcher, right-handed batter. 4-1 Milwaukee in the ninth. First pitch low and inside. 1-0. You can't forget about Turang. He likes to run at first. And with them leading by 3, it would not be all that big of a gamble.
No, I would agree. 2 outs. I'm kind of surprised we haven't seen him take off yet.
Here comes the next offering. Bounced foul by the right-handed batter Perkins. And it's 1-2 again. This is the final regular season meeting between the two teams. And the question that would be unanswerable is, will this be their final meeting of the year? Swinging a foul off to the right, out of play.
Yeah, it's really an interesting question. You know, both of these clubs have 2 of the best records in baseball. You know, the Cubs and Milwaukee with the best record, Philly just above the Cubs, and you know the Dodgers lurking right in behind. And so you know you got some teams in this National League
Here's a wild pitch run bouncing away. The Phillies are kind of a scary team to think about facing in the postseason.
Yeah, absolutely. Big time pop in her bat. They've got some veteran pitching. No doubt. Dodgers are getting healthier by the minute as they trying to get all their players back healthy for October. San Diego's another team you can't fall asleep on. They're a team. They've got a lot of things going the right way for San Diego.
The New York Mets are still in a playoff spot. Wild card at the time being, swinging a foul back. There are a lot of good teams. And if there is a more unpredictable sport than baseball, I'm not aware of it. Are you?
No. I would agree with him.
Here's the 2-2. Fouled away off to the right, out of play. It's part of the fun, part of the fascination, and why you keep following it, because you have no idea what's going to happen day to day or series to series or year to year.
I would say this, if these two teams play in the National League Championship Series, this Upper Midwest will be some kind of crazy. It will be a fun series.
Now that is predictable.
That's
right there.
predictable, yeah.
Yeah, I would agree.
If these two play, come playoff time in that National League Series, ooh, man.
And no trips to the airport. There's an added bonus.
That's another positive, right?
Now the 2-2 to Perkins. From Pomeranz. Swing and a miss. The Brewers don't score. The Cubs need to rally as we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Milwaukee 4, Cubs 1 on the score in the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
This time can't get it, and neither could the fan. Oh, that's when you don't wear flip-flops.
Caminero strikes out, and the bat gets a 7.5 on the distance. But it's stuck to the landing.
That's poked in. That hits the umpire. The ball is in play, and it's a base hit for Frazier.
Roberto Ortiz did what he could to try and get out of the way. Couldn't.
Took the wrong direction. He just didn't know which way to go.
The newfangled idea of the time was night games, and teams thought that the shiny material of satin would reflect.
With all those games, we gotta refuel. Stream live baseball with Wi-Fi built for the biggest moments. Xfinity. Restrictions apply. Actual speeds vary, not guaranteed.
The Chef IQ Sense is a wireless cooking thermometer everyone should have. It eliminates under or overcooking your chicken, fish, or meat to achieve perfection. Order one now on chefiq.com. That's chefiq.com.
This copyrighted broadcast is presented by authority of the Chicago Cubs and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Chicago Cubs. Bottom 9, Brewers 4, Cubs 1 over Players Weekend. Players bring their stories to life through personalized bats, cleats, and more. You can bring a piece of the action home by entering the Players Weekend Sweepstakes for a chance to win a one-of-a-kind replica bat from the weekend. No purchase necessary. Visit MLB.com/Players Weekend Sweepstakes for full details. Pat?
Trevor McGill with a save on the line is on to work the 9th inning. McGill really has had an outstanding season. 29 out of 33 save conversions. His ERA just a little over 2. And let's see if the Cubs can get to him today. 4-1 is the score. Carson Kelly will lead it off and take low and inside ball 1.
Opponent's pitching changes are sponsored by Sloan. It's a water efficiency partner in the Chicago Cubs, leader in smart water and commercial restroom solutions. Visit Sloan.com SCOREBOARD.com.
McGill coming back. Misses for a ball. It's 2-0. McGill, a big man, seems to kind of fall off to the first base side of the mound with the delivery.
6'8", 250.
He's a big boy. And he brings it, and he doesn't hold back. You get the feeling he's putting just about everything into every pitch. It's a strike. That was 100 miles an hour. He goes about 6'5".
6'8". 250.
He's just gained 3 inches.
Yep, he's growing close to his birthday.
Here comes the 2-1, and that's outside. You know Carson Kelly would gladly jog to first after a base on balls. McGill works over on the first base side of the rubber, always from the stretch. And now the 3-1 is on the way. And that's a strike. Kelly thought it might have been a little bit low.
Yep, borderline fastball right at the bottom of the zone. And it did hit the box, but just barely.
Cubs trail by 3 runs. Bottom of the 9th, nobody on, nobody out. The payoff pitch from McGill. Lifted foul and out of play, right side. Some fans have headed home, but not too many. The great majority have hung around, as they always do here at Wrigley. 37,850 the attendance. And now the payoff from McGill to Kelly. Line drive, left field, base hit. Solid at bat for Carson Kelly. He fouled off some pitches, he laid off some bad balls, and then spanks one into left for a leadoff single.
Well, he gets on top of this high fastball. He just smokes his ball left. It's a 100-mile-an-hour heater, chest high. And he just goes up and gets this ball.
So the foot is in the door with a man on. Cubs need one more man to reach to get the tying batter to the plate. First pitch strike to Michael Busch. I'm not in any hurry really to get to Anaheim. How about you?
No. We can hang out here for a little while.
Game's not until tomorrow night. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss by Busch. Curveball. Busch with a walk and a single, 1 for 3. The runner not being held at first, that makes sense. Vaughn playing deep and behind the bag. Busch wearing bright red batting gloves on either hand. Swings and misses, strike 3. Changeup got him. 1 down.
Now you got to be ready for the fastball at 100 miles an hour. McGill throws that knuckle curve. Starts out about knee high and ends up dropping down about shoe top high.
Opposing pitching changes. Brought to you by Sloan, the official water efficiency partner of the Cubs and leader in smart water and commercial restroom solutions. Tucker takes down low. Visit Sloan.com. Tucker 0 for 3 with a walk. After missing the last 3 games, you know he would love to get a base hit right now.
Yeah.
Just to get himself turned around. He takes a strike, 1-1. If he would get on, the tying run would be up. Brewers lead the Cubs 4-1 9th inning. Chopper foul. And now it's 1-2. $37,850 the attendance today. Cubs 3-game winning streak on the line. Tucker a key man in the inning. 1 out, 1 on, and the 1-2. chopped foul. He just did make contact.
Last couple pitches down and in, just kind of hooked that ball right down into his front foot.
McGill plants that right foot. Tucker had stepped out of the box, now climbs back in. One away, bottom of the ninth inning, 4-1. Milwaukee leading. Tucker checks and takes low in the count, 2-2. He almost swung.
Yeah, it was a good take by Tuck. That breaking ball just down.
Tucker trying to reach, and the pitch. Swinging a high fly ball, shallow center. Perkins coming in, and he'll make the catch. And that's out number 2. Cubs are down to their last chance. If Suzuki would reach, Pete Crow Armstrong would represent the tying run. He's on deck. So it's quite simple. Seya must reach to keep the Cubs alive. And he's without a hit today. 0 for 3 with a walk. Running and taking second is Carson Kelly. No stolen base. Defensive indifference, the rule. Cubs trail 4-1, bottom of the ninth inning. Seya takes a strike. 1-1. Walks to Cubs batters. Sponsored by It'sNotAGameIllinois.com. Remember, a walk is free, a DUI is not. Drive sober or get pulled over. Here's a roller left side, fielded by the third baseman. His throw to first is in time. The Cubs might challenge the call. Why not? You've got nothing to lose. It's the third out and maybe the final out of the game. Are the Cubs going to challenge it? It looked very close to me.
No, they are not.
But they are not going to challenge it. The ball game is over. Watching it again. Boy, it was very close. But no challenge. Milwaukee wins it. So the Cubs end up taking 3 out of 5 in this series. The final today, Brewers 4, Cubs 1. And we'll be back right after this on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Take the Cubs with you in the Chicagoland area on the free Odyssey app. We are the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Surround yourself in color with Regal Select from Benjamin Moore. Rich, durable, and effortlessly beautiful. Find yours at your locally owned retailer. Visit BenjaminMoore.com today.
Future You is using their rapid rewards for their next vacation. All thanks to present you signing up with Southwest Airlines, where you earn points every time you fly. Because what's the point of points